Okie dokie nerds, welcome to another vintage video. Today we're going to do a cheeky jam with Squee, and this list got a top 8 finish over the weekend in a paper event by Dominic Vanaza, and it looks a lot like the Pin2 lists that we see online, where we've got the subtleties, we've got some mind break traps, which I've been impressed with, the subtleties, and then we've got Lay Down in the Void, Ravenous Trap, Surgical Extraction, Fury. Like, we aren't losing to Dredge, right? At the expense of some unique lands that you can play in the sideboard. We have still got a Caracas and Echoing Deeps, but some additional traps and that's mind breaks and that sort of thing is usually what I end up with in there, I think. Yeah, so heavy on the graveyard hate and maximum blue for this list pre-board with one post-board vigor for those pesky ley lines. So we're going to take Squee for a jam today through a league. Probably the last Squee league I do before Tunnel Weekend, because I'm going to focus on Dredge, I believe, for my own one. So let's get down to the games. Okay, so we've got Alpha and Omega as our round one opponent. They're on the play. We've got a Trap, a Bazaar, and potentially a turn one Vengevine. Let's see how that does. A couple of Wastelands to go with it. A Squee to get rolling with. We're pretty light to Wasteland here, but Mana Crypt from the opponent into Lotus Petal into my Mindbreak Trap head fucking first. So, oh no. Okay, so we're just going to get Hull Breached and Cry. That doesn't sound great. That does not sound great. So, let's just go Bazaar Go, I guess, and then we try and get them in response in some manner or form. What are they playing? What are they playing? So we just really need to be careful about Hull Breacher, because we can't remove a Hull Breacher from the battlefield easily. We can double block with Lizards, and we can block with Vengevine. But I think I like Bazaar Go here. And if they go for it end step, then they go for it end step, and we get our activation, right? So let's see what the opponent thinks of that. This is just a nightmare, right? If they go into this activation with a Hull Breacher. And I think they're going to be on that Underworld Breach list that's been popping around recently. So we shall see. It's our end step, and opponent's having a big long tank about it. Even if they fetch here, I'm not gonna respond to that because they've still got the petal. It's annoying that they didn't run into our Mindbreak Trap, to be honest with you. I would have liked it if they did. So I think it's going to be an Underworld Breach pile that we're up against, which we should be good against, really, if you think about it. It's just the Hull Breaches are a problem. So post board, we'll probably bring in a little bit of the graveyard hate and a little bit of the that fury action, red hot fury action. Looks like they're going to play slow. We're going to play slow. We're going to start hitting them with wastelands and hopefully just try and make it so that they have to act in some way. And the moment they come off of 3 mana is the moment we get to activate our Bazaar of Baghdad. This is a good sort of, I believe, a good play pattern to be like aware of. Is when your opponent's got 3 mana, they haven't revealed a Lurus, all these problems. Well, basically at the moment, I guess in the format, whenever someone passes with open mana, we need to be very aware of Hull Breacher plus Bowmaster. Because Bowmaster's just a Plague Wind, and Hull Breacher invalidates our entire deck. So, yeah, you got to be kind of aware of it. And the moment they come off that 3 mana, we can get them. Opponent is deep in the tank here. Okay, so this trigger resolved. They've done this thing on Magic Online where if you hover over the cards, it gets huge. I'm not sure how I feel about it. So, Mana Crypt, please lose. And they lose. Cool. Opponent is 16. We're already winning. And they've got an Academy. So that's going to be our first target to kill. into a top. I think that's fine. They've got 3 cards left. Oh, hang on. How did they reveal a Hull Breacher? Oh no, it got discarded. Got discarded to the Undercity because they're already holding the other 2. Something like that. I'm gonna wasteland them. Put in floats 3 mana. They've got 2 Hull Breachers, and this is a disaster, obviously. But I think they're going to look with their top. And the next turn we can just keep wastelanding them. I might be completely wrong in how I'm playing this. I might be like way too fucking nitty about it, but I feel like chilling out is pretty good. We can hit them with a trap. They've got a mystical tutor, sure. So they're tutoring for something. I am wondering if I am supposed to have just like, you know, been happy to die to Hull Breacher sort of thing. I'm not sure. It doesn't sound very good to me, that's the problem. It sounds actually kind of heinous. But turn 1 is when they least likely have it. And am I just committing to not casting a spell today sort of thing? I don't know. But I think with 2 wastelands in my opener, I can legitimately feel like I'm going to mana screw them at some point. Okay, opponent has gone for a Time Twister, which is a really obvious Hull Breacher sort of thing. So here's the Hull Breacher, which means we get to activate. We get a Force of Will and a Force of Negation. So we're going to discard 2 Squeeze. I think I'm just going to discard a Vengevine to start with. And now I will Force of Will. Pitching Force of Negation. They've already cast the Mystical Tutor, so we can kill the Flusterstorm. Nope, okay. They've got 1 card left over that we don't know about. They're just going to twist us back up. Is that going to be the joke here? They lose the flip again, which is great news. So they did have the Hull Breacher the whole time. They're going to time twist. That's fine by me, I think. What a wild play. Polluted Delta. Mox Sapphire. Okay. That takes them back to 3 requisite manas to screw up my day. You drew a lot of power on this one. I don't think I want to go after their mana. I think I want to hang out a bit. Do I play Wasteland? Can I afford to fight this? Did I want to go after their mana? I think I wanted to go after their mana actually, now that we've got here. So we don't know they've got a Time Twister in hand. They've got 3 cards in hand. They're going to spin the top and have a cheeky look. And then I might activate end step once they've had a spin. How do I feel about that? I feel like it just dies to Flusterstorm though. Do I want to die to Flusterstorm, or do I want to... No, I think I'll chill. Opponent has a Nar set, which is equally as bad for us. Let's activate Bazaar in response, try and get a Hull Breacher out of them as well. they're going to fetch up a volcanic. This is going to flash in the Hull Breacher. We'll force of will the Hull Breacher. They've got 2 cards left over. We've got a black to look with top. Okay. And then if they activate the top, we can Noxious the delta. That's in their graveyard. No, we kind of can't, can we? Oh no, we can, because we've got 2 of them. But we do need to find something, right? So we've got Force of Will plus Brainstorm here. So we do just die. Okay. Fine. So do I want ley lines in this matchup? I definitely want some Furies. Why are all the cards so huge? Leave me alone. I don't need them to be that small. Come back. I'm not very happy with that game. Like, I feel like I knew my opponent's hand like most of the game. But just they had everything. I've been told that maybe ley lines should come in against these guys, but I'm not sure I'm a believer. Maybe I can do like a trap. Like a trap and a surgical or something. Do I want to believe in Leyline of the Void against fucking Hull Breacher control? I don't think we're about that life. Right, they've got 3 Hull Breachers, so I can have 3 Furies. But all of my cards are good here, aren't they? 7 cards? Yeah, I absolutely don't think I can do that. 4 cards come in, I think that's fairly obvious. I think a couple of lizards can go away. Force negation might not be where we want to be, and then maybe the traps. That looks horrible. Give me my negation back. Maybe the subtleties go for the Furies then. And tell me the colours. 11 plus 4 is 5. Right. Noxious Revival is going to go down because I don't think they've got more than 1 strip mine. I'm going to bring the traps back and we're going to go like this. Okay, so we're going to be on the play this time, hopefully with a good 7. Nope. Nope. Okay, down to 4. Not great, really. This is pretty aggressive, though, so let's just get rid of the nonsense. Oh, loads of them. Sure. I'm just discarding the 2 cards that I don't have, sort of thing. And now we need to just dodge Tabernacle at Pendule Veil, really. Hopefully opponent mulligans to Oblivion to find their Leyline of the Void, and then it doesn't impact us, and it begins the game with 7 cards in hand. So, I'm not sure what we're waiting on here. Oh, we're waiting on their pre-game action then. Okay, opponent kept 7 and a Leyline. We kept a Bazaar of Baghdad and 2 hollow ones, so in we go. So this matchup is good for us in general. They have 3 cards that have any text on them, and that's the Hull Breachers. The Narsets are annoying, but you can operate through a Narset, so you can activate on their turn, and you can put the Lizards into play to pressure the Narset. The Hull Breacher we just can't remove from the battlefield. If they tab us here, then we can just go to the next game. That's fine, so we die. But in general, where they have so few like relevant cards, it's not too bad for us. I just feel like we got a little bit screwed upon in game 1, and then yeah, game 2. This is part of playing Squee, right? Sometimes this happens. You mulligan away all your resources, and your opponent has 2 hate pieces. So it goes. let's go to round 2. Okay, so round 2, we're up against Fake Dot Out. We're on the play, hoping for 7, really. And that's what we've got. They've got Lurus. So I am going to activate here, even though it doesn't look particularly appetizing. Force and negation's usually not very good. I just need to get this hollow one in and rocking and rolling, really. Basically discarding the 2 we draw. Hopefully they're not just blue cards. Force of Vigor's useless in this matchup. Force of Negation can probably go. And then the Wasteland. The next question is, do I even want to fight over this hollow one? I don't need to. Subtlety is pretty much my pitch card here. But if we get wasted, we're in a kind of like World of Hurt sort of thing. Okay, cool. Good story. And then a bunch of Moxen, I guess. No Moxen. Okay. So this isn't the end of the world. Noxious Revival's pretty phenomenal. We'll do that during their turn at some point. I imagine it's going to be their upkeep. This will play around Force Negation. We can fight Misstep with Misstep. I'm going to do it now, yeah, before they develop Flusterstorm and Spell Pierce mana. So we do get our Bazaar back. At the moment, we're not massively interested in activating a Bazaar, because our hand's so good. So next turn, I'll probably just take the Bazaar off the top and keep it in hand. They have a Mox Jet. And a Misty Rainforest. Immediate fetch usually means it's going to be a Psychic Frog, and we can Force of Will pitching Subtlety, and then we can win the fight with a Mindbreak Trap. So we should win this battle. Easy game. But the next one's a bit more annoying. I don't really feel like activating in this spot, I don't think. But then the advantage of activating is I can activate through a Bowmaster, but I think the cards in my hand are too exciting at the moment. So let's see what opponent comes with. Although to be honest, maybe I still don't think I'm activating right, because I like the Misstep a lot, because it's going to protect against the plow off of this Tundra. Which means I'm just playing Bazaar to activate it to mill 2 cards and discard a Mindbreak Trap. Mindbreak Trap's really low in terms of like quality in this matchup. Like we've had the one turn where it's likely that Mindbreak Trap's going to do anything. That's happened now. So we've got a Lavinia, which is the nut low for us. Okay. So nothing else matters other than Vengevines, basically. So let's just get activating. Squee Vengevine. Mindbreak Trap can go. None of this matters until they chump block with Lavinia, which they're just never going to do. So now they can just safely plow our hollow one, and we will lose. They've got another Wasteland. They've got an Ancestral. Cool story. So this has been not the greatest start to the world, has it? So now that we've got no permanents, I think it's time that we can go to game 2. Feel free to tell me if I'm playing poorly today. I won't be offended. I feel like I'm not usually this dead when playing games of Magic. So Mindbreak Traps can go, Force Negations can get trimmed. I'd like Max Furies, I think that's good. More Force of Negations can go in exchange for Furies. Force of Vigor, I feel, is like a necessary evil for the moment until we know their sideboard plan. I've been impressed with Subtlety in this matchup. Caracas is to defeat Lavinia. Echoing Deeps is another Wasteland or Bazaar of Baghdad. 4 Furies, a lot of Furies. Maybe too many. Let's go to 3. It's been a weird 3 games because I felt like I've known how I was dying and losing before it's happened. Which is usually a good spot to be in just as a player sort of thing. If you know what they're going to kill you with, and if their play patterns make sense to have that, then it means just kind of like, I don't know, in tune and you know what's going on. I'm just a bit dubious on our deck selection today, but someone top hated with it, so let's see what we can do here, see if we can do anything better. I'm going to go with Squee, Powder, Lizard. We've got another Bazaar, we've got a Noxious Revival that we might just use as a 2-for-1. Like if they Wasteland us, we can Noxious, they can Force of Will. We can just play our Bazaar and carry on with that day. And we're going to hold up Subtlety because we do need to keep Force of nothing, actually, Frog. The Psychic Frog off the battlefield. So that's why we're keeping the Master of Death Subtlety. They've pitched a Frog to counter the Chalice. It's quite exciting. So that's 2 cards gone. And then we get to pick up Squee, pick up Bazaar of Baghdad, Black Lotus, okay. They Wasteland me, that's all fine. Do I want to pick up my Bazaar of Baghdad? I think I will. You know, I think I might actually do it upkeep. See if I can get negated. So let's pick up Squee. If negation gets the Lotus or a pitch out of hand, if they pitch a negation here out of hand, then we know they've got a Bowmaster. If they just cast negation, then they don't have a Bowmaster, but they don't want me to have a Bazaar. And if they fight this, then they don't have another Wasteland. So this is Force of Will pitching Force of Will. They're down to 2 cards. This is quite an exciting moment for us. We can just play the other Bazaar of Baghdad now. Subtlety the... Okay, don't need Subtlety anything apparently. Cool, fine. I was going to say Subtlety the Bowman, but that wasn't a thing. So let's cast a Hollow One, attack for 1. No effects off that Lotus is really interesting. And we'd like 2-for-1 them twice here, and we've got 2 Squees on the go. They could just have 2 Wastelands, that would be annoying. But if they've got 2 Wastelands, do you actually use 2 cards to Force of Will me? I don't think you do. So black, Demonic Tutor. We'll fight the Tutor, because that's just yet another Strip Mine. Or a Tabernacle. Good to fight your post-board tutors. And we win. Sweet. Do we want to do anything else? Man, if they had no other lands there, that keep was a bit ropey, right? No, maybe not. Wasteland DT. I had 3 Bazaars, to be honest with you. So, keep 7, multiple Bazaars. Maybe that's why I won. Okay, they have a Lurus, I have a Powder. My companion is better. Oop. I've got 2 Powders, see? You can't have 2 Luruses. And now we've got a bunch of stuff. Keep, please. So they've kept 7, which is kind of shit for the home team. Tormod's Crypt is fine. Let's go with a Bazaar activation. Probably just discarding Powder and Squee. Oh, I love me a Noxious. So let's go Powder, Squee, Fury. And then we'll cast Hollow One. So here, our opponent's likely, or there's a very good high likelihood that our opponent is going to wasteland us. And if they do, we will slow roll this Noxious until our Squee triggers on the stack. Hollow One's dead. See you later, Hollow One. You did the Lord's work. Oh no, Wasteland. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Soul Guide Lantern. Sure. Soul Guide eats the Master of Death. Okay. And they've got 3 cards left. We don't have a graveyard. We do have a Lizard. Shouldn't have played that Wasteland there. I should have activated first. So 2 Lizards and a Subtlety will go to the graveyard. We've now got a Clock. What did we exile earlier? Anything good? Not really. Oh, the rest of our Lizards. 1, 2, 2 Lizards, okay. Do we want to Wasteland now? I think we can. End of combat's probably the correct time to Wasteland somebody. I'm not too worried about Lizards getting tabbed at this spot. They get to fetch with a Flooded Strand. And they've shown us frogs, right? So it's not like they're not on blue-white frogs. Soul Guide Lantern draws a card. They are definitely on Esper, right? So we've seen the Psychic Frog from them. They're not just on blue-white, yeah. So Underground Sea. What's his cock? Psychic Frog would be annoying. Especially when we absolutely have to fight a Bowmaster here. I'm going to Wasteland the Underground Sea. They'll float a black. And they'll just start casting cards, so sure. Containment Priest is fine, right? That doesn't do anything. Like, it does do something. It turns off the Vengevines. They've already got a Tormod's Crypt in play. But it's not like an insanely scary engine ending game piece, right? It's just a 2/2. We've already exiled a Vengevine. We can control when our Vengevines come in. I'm not overly concerned about the presence of a Containment Priest. So our opponent now has no lands. Which is cool. We'll pass the turn. And if they play a land, I might just Noxious a Wasteland anyway. Is that insane? That is insane, because the moment they top deck a Wasteland, I'm in a real world of hurt. So with this draw step though, I do get to consider another activation. I don't actually though, because that's a Master of Death. So on their end step, we'll probably activate here, unless they've made me pitch Master of Death in that time. No. So we're just going to activate. We're going to discard the Master of Death and the 2 cards we draw. Oh, that's a lie. So we discard Vengevine, Master of Death, Force of Will. This just insulates us against a future Tabernacle. Not Tabernacle, future Wasteland. And then if they activate the Crypt, we'll pick up the Master. People are scared of the squee effects. Usually, not this guy though. He doesn't care. Cool. And then we'll just pass. I'm quite happy with this holding position at the moment. They've got no mana, they're not getting anywhere. They've got Grizzly Bear, I've got 2/1/1s. No one can progress, but I've got the Bazaar. And with Noxious, I can kind of force them to pop their crypt. Not on tap, they might not respond to it, sort of thing. But I feel like it's acceptable, you know. So what can we do here? Nothing immediately, I don't think. If they give me the 2 squeeze back, which they might not, but if they do, we can line up a Force of Vigor. Okay, they're going to do that now. I'm going to pick up my Master of Death. And if they fight this, they fight this. I won't. Don't think I'll be too precious on it. No. So they get some cards. I get a Lizard. I think that seems like a great trade. Master of Death is on top of my deck. And I think I'm happy to activate because Force of Vigor's not doing a lot here. Yeah, that's fine. Force of Vigor, Master, and then we'll get rid of the Chalice. And we'll play the other Bazaar now. Because if I play the other Bazaar, right, if they activate, if they make me Force of Will them, I get a mill for 2. Which could be more squeeze, and at some point we'll find more hollow ones. Although there's only 2 left. I don't have many cards left in my deck actually. 23 plays 43. I do have a bunch more Furies though. Opponent's discarding to hand size. It's a dress down. We get back a Master of Death. We get Bazaar of Baghdad. I'm over that. I don't want that anymore. Do I want a Tundra or a Underground Sea? I don't believe so. If they had a Wasteland, I would have taken the Wasteland. So, a way to get around the Containment Priest here is if our first creature spell is a Fury. That can do the job. They're going to discard to hand size again. Knock Sapphire. We get back a Squee. And we get back a Lizard. We get a Lizard. I'm going to activate this. I'm going to discard Master, Vengevine, Squee. The ball is now rolling. Now it's just a case of finding a Fury, forcing the Fury through, and attacking for 8 out of the graveyard. All before they resolve a Pithing Needle. Ideally. But Needle we can still beat as well, can't we? Just because we're so heavy on squeeze, it doesn't take us long to get down to hand size. Discarding Psychic Frog is pretty sick. So that's a Master of Death. So let's activate again. Caracas, Force of Vigor. Squee. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to discard the 3 squeeze. I'm going to play out the Caracas. I'm going to pass the turn. I might find a Soul Guide Lantern quite annoying in this position, actually. Misty Rainforest. No plays. But Misty Rainforest does signal Flusterstorm and Spell Pierce, which is very good against our Fury idea, isn't it? Our Fury game plans. Another Bazaar. Eight cards in hand for me. So we'll play this. And I will take the Underground Sea. So I can cast my Misstep. And we've only got 11 cards left, so we kind of need to kill them quickly. How many Furies do I have in my deck? There's one in exile. One in my sideboard, so I've got 2 left to find. In 11 cards. And I'm pretty good against the Tabernacle at Pendule Vale at the moment. Opponent's fetching. Basic Island. They play a Nihil Spellbomb. I've got 2 hollow ones in 11 as well. I think I'll fight this. I just got through. Okay. So they don't have a Force of Will? Well, they do have a Force of Will. They're scared about me removing the Containment Priest. Cards return to hand. They can't play a Lavinia. They can have a Bowmaster. Activate a Bazaar. 4th squeeze quite good. Jesus Christ. I'll keep one of the masters to go with my Force of Will. I'll activate again down to 8 cards in deck. Or 6 cards in deck after this activation. Still no sign of cards with text boxes. So we strip mine them. Am I going to have enough cards to close this? Because my last 2 cards are my last 4 cards, 6 cards are 2 hollow ones, 2 Furies, a Wasteland, something else. Okay. That should be fine, right? 2 hollow ones, 2 Furies, a Wasteland, or something else. So, kill your Containment Priest. Force that through. I've got a Master of Death back, so I'm going to have 2 Force of Wills. Don't need that there. Wasteland them of their own is fine, I think. So I'm going to draw a Wasteland this turn, right? It's impossible not to. I've got 6 cards left in deck. And I should be good enough to kill them in 2 with 2 mana producing lands and a Wasteland that I'm going to draw. There's 2 cards in my deck that I don't know, which I can work out, but I just don't have the... Well, I've got to kill them this turn. Or next turn. For fuck's sake, man. Do I go back to the Wishing Well? I have to, right? There's a Fury at last, so... Lizard, Bazaar. Or Squee Bazaar, sorry. Squee Bazaar. Fury pitches Squee. Force of will comes out from the opponent. I force of will you. They've got 5 cards, and they've had all game to just build up to 4 force of wills. They force back. Pitching dig through time. We force back. Pitching subtlety, I guess. Fury comes in. Mind break trap. Good grief. So we've knocked us back a force of will. And they strip mine my Bazaar of Baghdad. So if I go to 1 card in deck, attack for 2 this turn. No, we'd be 4 cards in deck though, right? Yeah, so that's fine. We'll cast a lizard. This will trigger some Vengevines, which we're going to decline. So that happens, that happens, that happens. I get a force of will on top of my deck. I cast a hollow one. I cast a hollow one. I attack with the lizards. Tabernacle can't kill my 2 hollow ones. I draw a card, I attack them. Tabernacle wins, doesn't it, I think? Mind break trap is wild. Scalding Tarn should be fine unless it's a plow, but I'm going to get Force of Will back online this turn because there's a Force of Will on top of my deck, so they kind of need to plow me now. Ancestral would be annoying. So that was a cool game. Still don't know who's won. We draw our Force of Will. Yeah, cool. So now I feel good against everything. Crunch, crunch. Opponent takes 10 this turn, maybe. They're fetching. They've got a Tundra, which looks like it's going to be a plow on a hollow one. They then block here, they take 6, so I have to fight this. And if they've got Ancestral, they've got Ancestral. And I think that's cool. They've got Ancestral, they've got Ancestral. Really annoying that our Hollow Ones and Furies were so deep in our deck. Like, I feel like this game's... I said the Containment Freeze doesn't do anything, but where everything we had to do was compressed into just 1 turn, it made it really difficult. Tabernacle Plow is another thing that gets them out of this. And they've conceded the match. Wow, cool match. Yes, that was a super sick match. Go away, crackers. It's pretty interesting as well. I don't know, I feel like if that sort of thing happens, our opponent got quite unlucky with how many lands they drew in a match, to be honest with you. But I feel like if that shit happens and our deck is in any reasonable deck order, we kind of milk it somewhat, not easily, right? But the game goes our way and we eventually win with 10 cards left in our deck or whatever. But the fact that 2 hollow ones and 2 furies, like my last card must be a fury, right? That's not going to show me. Yeah, so my last card's a fury, I think. It's just very interesting. The way it all kind of went wrong because my threats were left down there. And Containment Priest was annoying there because it slowed down the clock and blocked all the lizards. But still, I triggered 2 Vengevines, I left in my graveyard and still won. So I'm not so concerned about Containment Priest against us. I feel like the creatures they've got in the main deck are better, right? Lavinia I can't beat, Psychic Frog I can't beat, Orcish Bowmasters I can't beat. Yeah, interesting stuff. Right, round 3. Okay, round 3 we're up against Don Reed. We don't have a Bazaar of Baghdad. They may not have a companion. Okay, so they don't have a companion. We do have a powder. And we have a powder. And we go to 6. And we've got quite a lot here. I am just going to bottom a Vengevine, I think. What's this? A couple of hollow ones. Just 1 lizard, 2 lizards, so we're good to hit a lizard. Let's see what they come with though. No Lurus, Gitaxian Probe. Just think that on the nose for now. Oh no, is it Doomsday and I just punted my probe? Oh, Duress, sure. Duress is fine. So it is Doomsday. We did just punt away our probe. Punt away our misstep. But it's over to us. We can draw into some tasty cards here. We do get double Vengevine on the play. Ooh. They need to kill us, which they are pretty good at doing. Man, Magic Online is something else right now. Yeah, they're pretty good at killing us from this sort of spot. Because it's just the classic land, ritual, Doomsday, ponder. I won't pay the 1. I will select to return these to my hand though. Okay, so they're now away from 2 lands. We'll hit them for 8 and they'll be dead next turn. This makes me slightly more interested in the game. I'm not saying I'm behind to Doomsday when I've put 12 power into play on turn 1. Or 16 power into play on turn 1 sort of thing. But they're one of the few decks that can actually punish that. So Doomsday, and I want to try this actually. I'm quite interested in trying this. Yeah, cool. So we're going to go with this as Doomsday, right? No Lurus plays a probe and a duress. Absolutely nothing else. We're going to try 0 Vigors, I think. Oh, but I've not got anything to bring in because my sideboard's so bad. I was going to go 0 Vigors. I'm going to bring in... I don't even want to bring a Caracas. Do I want a Fury? Not really. Surgical? So what I wanted to try, but I can't, is 0 Vigors, attack with Leylines and... Attack with hollow ones and lizards for the rest of the game and be maximum blue. I'm already maximum blue. I don't have any additional blue cards post board. I kind of wanted to try that, but do we want to play Caracas for Shieldred and Echoing Deeps for Tabernacle? Not really. I'm going to drop a Vigor and I'm going to bring a Surgical. So I don't think Tabernacle from them is the be-all and end-all. That's roughly going to be my... No, not Tabernacle. Tabernacle is. Leyline is not. Roughly what I'm thinking. I used to do this a while ago, but I wouldn't... I don't know, if it was me, I honestly don't like the configuration of this sideboard. I'd rather be able to go up more traps or have a snap or that sort of nonsense. I'd like an extra Caracas for the Oath matchup, that sort of thing, in my personal opinion. But it's one of those things where I think you also need to, yeah, build your sideboard to approach matchups in whatever way you want to, right? I personally don't think we need 8 dredge cards. I think 4's fine. We can find the traps easily. Anyway, let's wait for game 2. Okay, game 2. Our hand is nonsense. We shall go to 6. So yeah, and then I'm expecting a ley line from our opponent. Typically, the Doomsday anti-dredge hate is 4 ley lines and a tabernacle. They begin the game with 7 cards in hand. I begin the game with 2 bazaars in hand. Get rid of that. No tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, so maybe just a quick kill. Immediately fetching. Immediately ritualing. Okay. The fuck is that? Exile the top 6 cards of your library, reveal them. Okay, so it's just a thing on a stick. Do we care? Discard a card. Choose the top card of your... Choose a card name. It's just a console on a stick. I do know this card. I don't know why I'm reading it so many times. It's so big. Is this something I want to fight? Probably should. There you go, Ritual Doomsday, I'll scream. Okay, opponent forces back, pitching, force of will. Okay, cool. So we need to find everything from this one little activation. So maybe I did want Furies. So what do they have then? Like a turn 2 kill? See you later, Bazaar, I guess. Good grief. Let's cast a lizard then. So they either need to have like Lotus Thoracle, or they're gonna start just like shipping cards away. They can't have Lotus Thoracle. They don't know the bottom card of their deck because they didn't mulligan to 6, and they shuffled. So they're just gonna like raw dog some nonsense into us? No. Okay. Where's the cost paid? Discard a card, colon? Yeah, not discard a card and choose a card name. That's a shame. Otherwise we have to get them with a surgical. Okay. With the amount of Fatal Push running around this format at the moment, surely this card's not good. No disrespect to my opponent, but surely this is not the place to be. If they've got a Bowman, we'll be annoyed. They don't. So let's get rid of the squeeze for now, because I'm not completely done with this subtlety, I don't think. And then we'll attack for 1. Maybe I was supposed to be done with my surgical. Black and blue. And activate and discard a brainstorm. Goes and finds what? A Thassa's Oracle, I guess? This is wild. Reveals Thassa's Oracle with 14 cards in deck. Okay. Draws a card. Plays an Ancestral Recall, which gets negated. Pitching Subtlety. Opponent can daze back. They cannot daze back. Okay. Lotus left the building. Tabernacle left the building. They've got Ravenous Traps in their deck. Okay then. They don't have ley lines. That's even more of a reason to get rid of your Vigors, isn't it? If they're not playing ley lines these days. But I mean, this guy's playing Divining Witch, so can we take anything from that? I don't know. Dude needs to make more mana. That's all I know. I'd love a Force of Will here. That might not be. Oh yeah. So what? So I discard Surgical, Squee, Master of Death. We attack for 1. And like we do not need to care about they've exiled Underground Sea, Underground Sea. Only 2 Underground Seas have been exiled so far. Another one's in their graveyard as well, so that's not going to help out for their stuff at the moment. Get rid of that one. So they need to find their sea. They've only got 13 cards left. I didn't play my hollow one. What the fuck just happened there? I was too distracted by counting Underground Seas. They've got a watery grave over here though. That's pretty funny. Flusterstorm Days. This is cool. What a wild league. Misses on mana, which is cool. Sapphire's gone. No, Sapphire hasn't gone. So Sapphire's still in the deck, which can cast the Thassa's Oracle. I get cards back into my hand. They've got 2 Tabernacles that could be annoying at some point in the future, but it's not something I have any intention of playing around. Discard Squee Lizard Powder. Keep up more interaction than you can imagine. I'll cast the hollow one this time around, and we will attack for 1. And now the game's turning the corner, right? Or has turned the corner, I guess. Counter your spell, counter your spell, counter the attack. Pretty good. Ponder's fine. What a funny game. I am surprised at Divining Witch being present in their deck. Like I don't know a time when Vintage has had more removal than now. I think it's cute when you're, when you're questioning whether you want to sideboard the first Swords to Plowshares sort of thing. Opponents off it. But these days it's like, I don't know. Cool tech, but it's just very mana intensive and very slow, right? Activate it, find a Thoracle, play Thoracle, activate it, is 4 mana. Seems tough to me, but, good to try. See you for round 4. Okay, round 4, we're up against Shamwow Fella, who has had the better of me recently. Their Bug Life versus me on Dredge. Misty Rainforest is a card that they can register. I'm expecting a Deathrite Shaman, closely followed by Tears. Yeah, cool. Let's see if we can do anything in the face of this. Another Bazaar is tasty. Second Noxious, or second blue cards. I don't know, words and noise. So Vengevine definitely goes. Root Waller versus Master is a really difficult question. Am I ever playing all of these strip mines? I'm gonna discard the Lizard. I know that doesn't bring back the Vengevine, but what are you gonna do? Well, what I'm actually gonna do, if I'm honest with you, is I plan on fighting the Deathrite activation on my Vengevine with a Noxious Revival, because I've got a second Bazaar rolled up. They eat that. We Force of Will the Frog. Do they have force of will back? No, they don't. Okay, cool. This has gone well so far. I'm going to activate. I don't love it. Squee, Noxious, and one of the revivals can go. We can wasteland you. And we can attack for 1. Okay. No, we found a Squee at last. If they play a land, do we want to fight the activation on the death right? If played a land, they're fetching Tropical Island. They're eating my Vengevine, which I will just pop on top, I think. Get back Squee. Get back Vengevine. Activate this. Discard Squee. Vengevine Squee. Play around days. Cast a hollow one. Strip mine your Tropical Island. In for 1. Going after the Vengevine, not the Squee, there is interesting as well, isn't it? They eat my strip mine. Play another Deathrite. I get back 2 Squees. I get 3 Squees. Discard the Squeeze first of all. We're probably discarding the Lizard, but we may as well send like this. We miss. Let's hold the Lizard then, I guess. And attack for 4. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand. They've got access to 2 mana. Maybe 3 actually, because the land drop makes 3 mana. Then that means we maintain all the Squeeze and all the Vengevines. Or the Vengevine. They eat my Wasteland, make it a green. They play another Deathrite Shaman. Deathrite Shaman is good and it is scary against us, but the double strip from us here looks to be doing the Lord's work, really. So that's a lot of lizards. Let's discard 3 Squeeze. Now let's discard one of the lizards now, because then I can draw 2 Vengevines and still play a lizard. So unlucky. All the Squeeze, all the lizards, all the Vengevines. Well, one of them. Crunch, crunch. This deck is fun, I'll tell you that for free. Pyong, pyong. In for 8. Opponent falls to 4. Opponent not afraid. Noxious Revival absolutely getting used on Deathrights here. They've got 6 cards in hand. Bug is still a very tough matchup for us, especially post boards, because they have more hate. Well, I want a Wasteland actually, but thanks for the offer. This counters a Deathrite Shaman activation, which is nice for us. And now they've got a chump and start casting cards over there as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to just play the Wasteland and then go straight to combat, because they've got to play a Bowmaster. Yeah. Because if I activate here, then they can play a Bowmaster and sweep the board. But if I don't activate, then they have to, like, you know, it's all a nightmare for them. It guarantees me the activations without the Plague Wind. They might have just been dead anyway, and just watching what I do, see if I show them any more cards. Who knows? Furies and Vigors for sure. Chalice can go, Traps can go, Negations can go. Echoing Deeps and Caracas are going to come in, and then Negations are going to get cut again. Echoing Deeps gets Wasteland. Caracas is going to pay for Tabernacles and slightly hedge against Leovold, Emissary of I lose. Emissary of Defeat, that was it. So this hand's crap. But we get a redraw. And now we go to 6. And now we keep this, and I will bottom my Caracas. Opponent, 7 cards and a ley line. Tough beats. Tropical Island and go. So we're just going to chill, I think, for a minute. Oh, they've got Leyline and Ancestral. My life is ruined. Let's just strip mine them. See if we can get them dirty like that, whilst we try and make cards appear in hand. And the cards we're kind of looking for are like the hollow ones and stuff. So Underground Sea into Deathrite Shaman. Do I want to wait? No, apparently not. Play Bazaar. Let's discard Squee. Noxious. I don't like discarding Bazaar of Baghdad. I think that's what I'm about to say. Squee, Noxious, Bazaar of Baghdad. Cast a Fury. Kill your Deathrite. Cast a Hollow One. Have Subtlety up for your Psychic Frog. Top deck a Wasteland. That's the game plan. So nothing there. Which means we don't have to activate. And we don't really want to activate because none of our cards are good at being discarded. All that one is. So in for 4. Force of Vigor pitching, Collect Roof. Wild. Okay. And I'll chill out until they make me do something. Because if I don't activate this turn right, then I can activate Subtlety and have decisions. That's cool. So I think I'm going to wait until their end step. Maybe their upkeep is better. Go end step. Brainstorm. I'm going to activate in response to that, because then if they want to flash in a Bowmaster, they have to shuffle and they don't get the good Brainstorm. And they are going to. And then we get to Subtlety the Bowman. And keep one of our cards that we draw. So yesterday we know they've got a Bowmaster in hand, but I don't know. Maybe this is shit actually. Well, look at my army. So we get another activation on our turn at sorcery speed, and if we can find a Wasteland from that, that will be the dream. If they've got 2 mana, we never get to activate again. So we do get the activation. That's a Fury. I really wanted to activate this turn. I felt like it was a good time to. But I think Fury's too good, so let's just attack for 3. And if we get tabbed, then we can go to the next game, I guess. Opponent falls to 6. I'm not activating anymore because we know about the Bowmaster now. It's just known information, and they're going for it here at sorcery speed because they know things. They know that I know that they know that we know. Okay, they hit my face and not my lizard, and then they've got a Tabernacle Pendrevale. Okay. That's annoying. So all the lizards get exiled. And we've got so much work to do to get back into this. I don't know how we do. Let's kill that. Okay, they got Force of Will. That's fine. That is fine. I still like my sideboarding. I just don't like my matchup. Right. I won the die roll though. Apparently. I thought I'd press that. Okay, so this hand doesn't really do anything, so we're going to take a mulligan. This is a nice powder, and we'll just keep one of the revivals in the list, I reckon. Because there's 3... Oh, I pressed keep. I hate my life. Oh, God. I've done this far too often recently. Alright, I should go to a new match. Let's just go to a new match. Sorry about that one. Okay, so round 5. Sorry about that last one. We've run into... Oh, that's big. We've run into Siggy, another big bug gamer. So we're going to powder this hand. And we're going to keep this hand. Siggy's on the play. Hopefully they're on something different, but I guess actually playing a full match of bug might not be a bad thing for us. Yep. Yep. Maybe I want to fight that, but I feel like I want to fight the frogs, you know? That's roughly where my mind's at, letting that one through. Let's activate discarding Squee and Subtlety and Subtlety. And we'll cast Hollow One. And we'll cast Hollow One. So that went kind of well. And now we're just going to do what we did last game and just try and nuke all of their lands. Opponent's going to eat my Squee, that's fine. I know they've got a Deathrite Shaman, but I think still just fighting their actual mana can really crimp them, as we saw earlier, right? So let's attack for 8 and see what that does for us. No main deck vigor, hopefully. Not yet, anyway. And then we'll wasteland your tropical island. Never brainstorm, which I think is fine. I think that's fine. Cool. And now we'll pass because there's no point in activating our Bazaar. Opponent has a wasteland, our Bazaar is dead. I'm still not going to activate it in response. And now they eat my Bazaar of Baghdad to play green mana for a Deathrite Shaman, which continues to be fine. And we're going to continue to attack for 8. And protect these hollow ones from cards which are scary. Let's attack for 8 now. That Master of Death is a very good pickup for us, because that can fight like Okos and nonsense on their turn. They fall to 6. And then they put Bayou into their graveyard. And concede the game. I'm going to sideboard the same way. I like my sideboarding, I just am not fond of bug. What else did I cut last time? not the traps. So trying to fight the creatures post-resolution, basically, but also keep them off the board with these. Why is there a big black circle on my screen? How strange. Okay, game 2, we're going to mulligan this hand. I pressed mulligan. We're going to keep this hand, and I pressed keep. And now we're going to bottom the subtlety. Opponent's on the play. You've got a Leyline of the Void. And that's that for now. Tropical Island. No plays. I'm going to wasteland them. I'm sorry, but I'm going to wasteland them. Please don't have Ancestral as well. Man, do bug gamers have variety in their hands? I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Okay, well that one didn't get through, so that's exciting. That Tropical Island's in the graveyard. Also pretty big if you ask me. So let's hope that's that. I don't want to be yielded. Oh, it's back to us though. I'm going to play Bazaar and I'm going to start throwing creatures at them. Oh, dearie me. Noxious is a green card. Bazaar Baghdad is Bazaar Baghdad. But I've already got another one. I forgot about their Leyline for a moment there, so that's probably a pretty poor sort of activation from us. Bayou does nothing. Not nothing, but you know. But we know they don't have another land in hand. So let's strip mine them now. No, let's not strip mine them now. Let's just activate Bazaar. So I probably have to play around Tabernacle, don't I? Attack for 1. Fatal Push, okay. Cast Hollow 1. And then pass the turn. Oh, but if I get frogged here, I'm going to be so mad that I didn't wasteland them. I'm scared. Okay, so we're all in on the strip mine staple to Tabernacle plan here. Opponent falls to 16 and they're dead in 2 combats, and a Psychic Frog stonewalls us completely. Oh, good grief. They're all in the same place. And they've got a Force of Will this time, pitching Flusterstorm, okay. So back to us. Man, I really want to strip mine them so bad. I'm going to flip here for Lizards. Ding dong, my best 2 cards. Cool. Oh, cool, I drew it again. Now I just need to find the red card to go with it. Opponent falls to 11. Opponent does not find a land just yet. Force of Will's a banger. Depends on how the next turn cycle goes. We might be able to get in an activation. If they go land go, then we just can't, which is a shame. No land. Means we get to activate, I think. Because then we can turn on Force of Will or we can turn on Fury. Or we can just dig to find a wasteland as well. So Force of Vigor on my hollow one. Okay. So we're probably strip mining then. Let's put them further behind. And now I will... I should have activated beforehand as well. Oh, come off Fury. Cast my Lizard. Not sure about that turn. That was a really, really dodgy turn. That was a really poor turn, I think. I'm not sure about that. Serum Powder, and I've got to wait another turn before I can activate. Attack for 1. Opponent falls to 6. This is a long time to hold out, isn't it? That's a Besages that can't cast a Psychic Frog. But it can cast a Bowmaster. So I probably want to Wasteland now. Opponent fetches in response, so I'm going to activate in response to the fetch. Not draw a blue card. Get absolutely wrecked by a Bowmaster, I guess. Yep. Now I don't have a Fury. Much displeasure. Now they've got Death Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't like anything here, to be honest with you. You can attack with both, really, I think. It's like not really a start, but okay. Cool. That's only game 2, so I've got another one to play. I still don't like negations against the creature deck. I still don't like the traps against the 1 spell per turn deck, so we'll keep this. And they don't have a Leyline of the Void. Let's go. I do have a Vigor this time. I'll discard the powder and put the Lizard into play. How powerful is our opponent's opener going to be? That's going to be the question for you. Drop. Emerald. Go. That can't Bowman me. I get my Squee back. They get their Ancestral off. Okay, I see. I get the joke. Yep, that's fine. We get to activate here. Just discard the cards, I guess. I've got so many Bazaars of Baghdad that I think I strip mine them. And then Vigor them. Is that nonsense? One cheeky line we've got here actually is Echoing Deeps your tropical island. Play Caracas and start attacking with a 3/3. Do I want to Vigor them? I think I might. might be far too aggressive. But I think it's kind of dope. Playing at Force of Will, so it's definitely not an embarrassing play. By Bowmasters. Deceased. So Squee comes back to our hand. We top deck Fury. No, we didn't. Alright. I'm going to play Tropical Island. And attack with this here lizard. Yep, they trade, that's fine. That lizard can't pump anyway. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand. 6 cards, Wasteland. Wasteland's my Bizarre Effect. That absolutely fine. I've got another one of those in the bank. I can't beat the second Bowmaster. That's pretty tough. I do now have just like a random naked Tropical Island, so maybe we were pretty short-sighted there. In comes the Bowman. That hits us for 1, and then we play the Bazaar, and that hits us for 4. Ouch. Squee, Lizard, Caracas then. And they have a 5/5. And we can't do anything. Just too bad against Bug. This could have been a joke, but, you know. I had a dream where I could play and attack through the 1/1s. It's a Bazaar of Baghdad dead. Wink. So yeah, so now I'm just down a Bazaar, but I don't really have many more Bazaar activations in me, do I? In comes the 5-ball. I'm going to hold out hope that one day I can draw a Fury. Okay. So let's Fury the 2 Bowmen. Man, imagine if this was a Bazaar and I kill all of their things. And now I don't have a Bazaar of Baghdad. How horrendous. Now I can trade with that, at the very least. Maybe top deck a Days so I can get my Tropical Island back. Oh, dearie me. This has not been a compelling league of quality play on my part, to be honest. I think the bit where I copied the Tropical Island was where I'd gone a bit too deep. I don't know. I had so many Bazaars for a while, and now I haven't got any. They're paying costs. They're going to fatal push my guy. I'm going to fight that, otherwise I just get completely wrecked. And they've got a Brainstorm. I've got no more cards. I do think you can win games with Squee in this format, but Bug I don't believe is one of them. It's interesting, because I did like our first matchup as well. Look at my Tropical Island. Just absolutely having the time of its life out there. What else did we play against today? Doomsday with Divining Witch, which is us playing against Doomsday. Very good matchup. And then 2 Bug matches. Black Lotus, okay. You got it. Just 3 drops away from that one. I've completely forgotten a round actually. And there's the frog, and that's the match and game. So, oh, let's hit the bazaar. Okay, so next turn there's promise and hope. Not a lot of it, but there's some. An opponent now can just discard 2 cards, take to the skies. That sort of stuff. So you just bink me for 1, which is interesting. So we'll pass, I guess. Oh, this is just lethal anyway. Oh no, they played their land. So we'll activate them. We hit a lizard, but I don't think that's going to do anything for us here. Because Siggy can just take to the skies, discard some cards, and I'm dead, right? Yeah, no. Alright, so we are dead. Let's go to the next one. Oh, there is no more. That's a shame. Okay, so that's a match there. Or a league. I obviously punted round 4 against Bug really hard. By not keeping a hand that I should have mulliganed. Or by keeping a hand that I should have mulliganed. So that's, I don't know, that's just the cost of doing business. Sometimes you misclick. Me more frequently than I should, but hey ho. I don't know where I stand on Squee at the moment. I think for EW in Prague I'll be playing Dredge. I don't know what's going to get me onto Squee in the next few months or next few weeks, sort of thing. But I do think it's okay, sort of thing. Like you're good into the combo matchups like we saw against Doomsday. I believe that whole Breacher matchup that we played round 1 is actually a good one for us, despite getting slaughtered. And then Jules pretty good for us. I really like the Oath matchup, but I'd want a second Caracas. I honestly don't think we need all of this nonsense. I think you can do, 4 traps and a surgical, 4 traps, 2 surgicals. Because the Breach matchup, I don't think we have to care about doing so much of the leyline stuff. And their graveyard hate, because we're so good against their primary plan that we've just reduced their deck down to 3 whole breaches in our set. And yeah, but I'd like the main deck. I really like the main deck. I like that we beat a Lurrus deck today. And that was quite an interesting way to win as well. But yeah, no, good luck if you do play some Squee at your Eternal weekends. I feel like, in my personal opinion, there's some slots here that could be improved, like 2 here. Like I really like Caracas, and you get a freebie here, like a 3rd trap. I'm not sure, but hey, I just went 2-3, and the person who played this deck top 8 at a tournament. So what do I know? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the future. Hopefully Thursday with the Dredge League. Peace out.